Welcome back, guys. If you missed last week's video, we began doing a tier list for the whole entire Scarlet Violet block. We were looking at all of the sets, ranking them anywhere from a D tier all the way up to an S tier. I was doing two separate rankings, one where I try to gauge what the market's interest is in these sets, and then my own ranking just based on my own personal bias, just for fun. If you missed that first part, go back and watch it. You won't want to miss it. Today, we're going to conclude that. We're going to go through the rest of the Scarlet and Violet series and kind of just look at the overall conclusion. I hope you're ready for it. Let's jump right into it. Okay, part two, continuing on. So we go into Twilight Masquerade. Now, this set was really interesting. The hobby was kind of in a bear market at the time, wasn't super popular. This set surprisingly did better than everyone thought it would. It kind of piqued people's interest a little bit more than people thought it would. You do have some nice illustration rares in here. It is a small set of illustration rares, but the pincer I find to be quite nice. I love that cartoon. Some of these are kind of boring. I did give my mom this sunflower flora, which I think is cute for like a gardener, but a lot of these are kind of meh. And Fernape fans might like that, but I don't know. I mean, these are beautiful, you know, Fione, Heliolisk, Squattrel. They're beautiful cards, but none of them are like big Pokemon that a lot of people want. The Growlithe is really nice. It's kind of sad that it's Hisuian Growlithe because you can't see his eyes. I think it would have gone a little harder if it was normal Growlithe, to be honest, but they went with the whole Hisuian thing. I like the Tatsugiri a lot. Very underrated card. But some of these are very, very meh, guys. Applin, Lairon, Probopass, like, not the greatest. But then you get the Eevee. Eevee is a very strong card. I'm actually kind of surprised this card hasn't exploded more. I mean, one Eevee for every evolution in the card. It's super cute. It's well drawn. Did Kamura do this one? It looks like Kamura did this. No, Sato. Namuri Saito. They've got a little bit of a similar art style, to be honest. The two of them, they have that kind of nice soft touch. I like the Chansey a lot. I think this is super cute. Chansey and Blitzy, and then Snorlax and Ditto and Psyduck, all here in the Pokemon Center. I like that a lot. I think the illustration rares are pretty good in this, but it's kind of like win or bust, basically. Like, you either hit one of the big illustration rares or you don't really hit anything. Full arts are very meh to me. I don't think they're as good as Temporal Forces. They look just kind of washed out and weird. Screamtail, Iron Thorns, Luxray are okay, but nothing kind of crazy. And then you get to the masks, and guys, I just don't really love these. I know it's a game mechanic. Some people like them, but they were not well received by the market. And I don't really think they deserve to be well received. How rude! This set's kind of all or nothing. I mean, the Perrin is popular and the Carmine is popular, and those are beautiful cards. I pulled the Carmine. I'm very, very grateful. I think this is a very nice waifu card, but the Greninja is the top chase of the set by far. Everybody wants this Greninja. For me, it kind of looks like somebody just took a roll of toothpaste and like shot it, you know, multiple different colors of toothpaste at the wall. I don't get it. I've never got the desire for that card, but I don't know. The market loves that card. And then of course you have your golds. So I think in the market's eyes, I think people would probably put Twilight Masquerade probably after Paldea Evolved at A tier. I think they would probably give the Magikarp the nod. But then that Greninja, I think, goes pretty strong for a lot of people. So I think people would probably put Twilight Masquerade at A. I personally don't feel like Twilight Masquerade is as strong of a set. I do like a few of the illustration rares, but honestly, for me, I think it's down here in the C tier. And I'm debating where to put it in the C tier. I personally like the illustration rares in Obsidian Flames better. It could go either way. I'd probably give it the nod over Obsidian Flames. Even though I would rather open Obsidian Flames than Twilight Masquerade, but that's me. Okay. Then we get to Shrouded Fable. This set was not very popular. It was a specialty set. It sucked to open because it didn't have great pull rates. Not a very big set. I do think that there's some really nice illustration rares in here though. I love the Houndoom. We got the Houndoom to go with the Houndour from Obsidian Flames. The Horsey is super cute and a beautiful piece of art. Duskull, Dusclops, Dusknoir. A lot of people like this line. I've never been the biggest fan of these Pokemon, so I personally didn't get into it, but I do think these arts are great and they go together, which is awesome. This gives you total Halloween vibes with the house in the background. Same with this one. Cresselia, beautiful card, not the most popular Pokemon. Monkey Dory, Pheasantipity and Okidogi, just not very popular Pokemon. Zorora, could be a stronger Zorora, kind of a little bit too CGI graphics in my opinion. But then you get to the Persian. I think the Persian is very strong illustration rare. Totally gives you that Team Rocket vibes where it's like looking out over the city, plotting its demise. Beware, kind of weird, but kind of cool, I guess. And then I think the full arts are really weak in this set as well, to be honest. SIRs are also quite weak. I do like the Pheasantipity, and I do like that they styled all these together. I will give them points for that, but I don't think that they're very strong. They're definitely not very desirable Pokemon. And the Cassiopeia, not that popular of a trainer. Cool card, hacker, but not that big. So I think in the market's eyes, Shrouded Fable is probably down. The market may put Shrouded Fable under Scarlet and Violet Base, to be honest. I think it's down here in D tier in the market's eyes. In my eyes, I would have to probably... I agree it's not a very strong set. I do like some of the illustration rares in it, and I do like that it's kind of got a cohesive theme. But it's missing some of those big popular Pokemon that really makes a set go off. And it's not that fun to open, to be honest. It needed either higher pull rates or a bigger chase or some, I don't know. I would like to be better pull rates and a bigger set. It's kind of a small set too. I got to give it a D tier, guys. I just can't, even though that Houndoom, that Horsey, and that Persian to me are very strong cards, I don't think they're enough to pull up the rest of the set, which I find to be quite weak. All right. After Shrouded, we go into Stellar Crown. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I think this is the weakest set in the entire era. But let's see what the market thinks. We've got Bulbasaur and Squirtle basically carrying the set. These are the two chase cards of the set, and they are gorgeous. They do go with the Charmander ETB from Obsidian Flames. It annoys the heck out of me that they split those into a set versus a promo card. English always does dumb things like that. I like the Ledian, but not a very popular Pokemon. Joltik's a nice card, but again, we're not very popular. Zorora, a little more popular, beautiful card. But some of these are kind of boring, guys. Like Turtonator, ugh. Even this Lileep, I don't know. Lileep's not my favorite, but it is nice art, I guess. Very small set of illustration rares. Very easy to pull the one you want, and not a lot of great illustration rares. The full arts, I think, are horrendous. They started going to this like rainbow, but it's like white and it's boring, and I really hate these full arts. I think they're ugly. And then you get into the special illustration rares, and there's just nothing there, guys. Like the Hydrapple's okay, the Galvantula is okay, the Doxpun's okay, the Terrapagos okay. Like nothing is really that great. Lacey's pretty nice, but it's just nothing big, guys. I think in the market's eyes, they would probably put this over Shrouded Fable. Would they put this past Scarlet and Violet Base? They probably would. Probably past Scarlet and Violet Base, which I would find kind of surprising. And that Bulbasaur and Squirtle, man, the magic of those starters. Everybody wants those cards. For me, this is dead last by a mile, by a long shot. Nothing else even comes close for me. In fact, if I could move this clear over here to like the end, I would. I think this is a junk set. I actually do. I think it's complete junk. I don't think it's worth opening a pack. It's a total waste of money. I have no sealed product of this. I don't think it's worth holding. Will it probably go up anyway? Yeah, because Pokemon does, but I just think this is a very, very weak set. The only two cards in this set that I really went after were Bulbasaur and Squirtle. I like Zorora too, but it's a weak set, guys. It just is. Still much stronger than a lot of sets from other eras, though, I will tell you that. All right, now we get into Surging Sparks. This is when the hobby is just absolutely taking off. Let's get down here to the illustration rares. Okay. So we do have a nice illustration rare lineup. I wish it was a little bit bigger. I think that would have made this set a little stronger. Kind of like Paldea Evolved and Paradox Rift. But Execute, beautiful card, which actually goes with the Alolan Executor SIR. So I do like that they included the illustration rare for the pre-evolution. Phoebus with the Melodic, I also like that too. And I think this is a beautiful Phoebus card. Ceruledge, I think this is a really nice card. Very cool, very stylized. The market loves this one. The market loves the Latios. I do think Latios should have been probably an SIR to go with the Latias SIR, but they ended up doing an illustration rare and special illustration rare. I love this feel. I think it's cute, but like Bruxish, meh. It's a Titan. Stunkfist is horrible. Mesprit's pretty good. I like the Phanpy a lot. I think Phanpy's super cute. Love the Alolan Dugtrio. The Skarmory is absolute top tier to me. To me, this is the best the best IR in the set, but most people would disagree with me. Slackoth is funny and cute. I love the Braviary too. I think it's got a solid illustration rare lineup. I don't think it has the strongest, definitely doesn't have the weakest, kind of above average IR line for Scarlet and Violet. Once again, we get to the full arts. I'm not the biggest fan. I know the market loved this Pikachu for a while. I think it's ugly. Just going to be honest with you. And again, the Black Curum I think is pretty cool, and the Melodic I think is cool. I think those two look nice. And the Latias. I think the Latias also looks nice, but most of these don't look great. Durant I don't think looks very good as CGI art. I think Durant looks better as hand-drawn art personally. And Scovillian, really? Like Flygon as a... Let's look at this Flygon card. Ugh. Palisand? Seriously? I don't know. They really needed a better full art line, a better ultra rare line in this set. Trainer wise, pretty good though. Then you get to the SIRs. I do think Durant EX is actually a hilarious SIR. It's pretty cool. Melodic EX is my personal favorite, and it is a strong, desirable card in the market. I think it's quite beautiful. The Pikachu is obviously the top chase card. I like the Pikachu a lot. I don't like the crown, but I do like his pose looking up at the kind of looking back at us. I think it's cute. I think it's about as good as you could have done the terrestrialization. Latias for me is not as strong as it is for other people, but it is a cute card, gorgeous background to it. Hydreigon I actually think is a pretty cool card, not super strong, but cool. I really like the Alolan Executor. The market doesn't like it as much. I think this card is probably the best use of the rainbow border when you've got the rainbow colors. I like the vibrancy of this card. I think it's quite beautiful. Listia's Appeal, very nice, popular trainer, and a beautiful waifu card as well. Jasmine's Gaze, eating a sandwich. Like some of these other ones, not so great. The gold Pikachu is very popular for people. Surging Sparks is a very strong set. I think in the hobby's eyes, people are going to put Surging Sparks as an A tier set. The question is where. I think probably most people would put it above Paldea Evolved. I could be wrong. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you think most people would put it behind Paldea Evolved. But I think people would probably put it behind Paldea and Fates because of how much people love that Bubble Mew. And to me, if I'm looking at it, I think Surging Sparks is a much better set than Paldea and Fates personally. I think Surging Sparks is probably a low A tier for me. I think it's a solid set. Pull rates suck. Opening Surging Sparks sucks. And for that reason, I almost would consider putting it in B, at the top of B. But I do think it has a lot of really beautiful cards, both illustration rares and special illustration rares. So I'm going to keep it there at kind of the end of A. Moving on to Prismatic Evolutions. So this is the set that seemed to just break everybody's brain.
I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
Everybody loves this one. There are no illustration rares in this set, which I find to be an absolute just robbery by Pokemon. They just want to take our money and throw it out the window. Full arts, bunch of trainers. I don't know. Whatever. I don't think anybody really cares about these that much. Don't really add much to the set. It's like all or nothing with the Master Ball reverses, which a lot of these commons, uncommons, and rares are just reprint cards from other sets. So it's hard to get as excited about them as I should. And I think the Pokeball really detracts from the Master Ball in some ways. Like, I don't know. And then you've got the SIRs, which are just way too dang hard to pull. They're very, very hard to pull. Like, just makes you want to just quit Pokemon type hard to pull. Especially if you're going for one of the evolutions. I don't like these terrestrialized evolutions, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. You've probably heard me talk about it before. If I had to pick some that I do like, I think the Leafeon is a stronger one. I think the Vaporeon is a stronger one. Maybe Espeon. Probably Jolteon a little bit. I actually think some of these other cards that are less popular Pokemon, like the Palafin, is actually a really nice card. And the Iron Hands is actually a really nice card. I like the Sandy Shocks. Iron Valiant's pretty decent. And the Roaring Moon to me is actually probably the best ISR in the set. Because it's, you know, Shinji Kanda. But everybody loves this Umbreon EX. Guys, I don't know. I just, you know, it's probably a more beautiful card than I give it credit. It's very detailed. If you just like a lot of detail on there. But it's kind of looks like a tarot card to me. I don't know. It's not realistic at all. It's like somebody's doing drugs.
And remember, hugs, not drugs.
I just can't get excited about it, and it annoys the heck out of me that they put it in a specialty set, hard to get during a bull market. So naturally, this card's worth more than Moonbreon, and I think Moonbreon is a better piece of art. So I kind of have a lot of animosity towards this too, because I just don't think it deserves what it deserves. But enough of my complaining about Prismatic. Anybody that knows me knows I don't like this set at all. I think Pokemon ripped us off hugely, in the words of Trump, with this set. I do like these trainers though. I like how the trainers are all like kind of like comic strip style. I think that's cool. I think that's a nice little touch. But yeah, I think the market is going to put this as S tier for sure. The question is where. I think the market still would put this behind 151. I think the hardcore gamblers would put it above 151. People love gambling for those god packs and trying to pull the evolutions. But I do think the overall market likes 151 better than Prismatic Evolutions. I really do. That's my take, just from what I see. Like, no one hates 151. But there are people like myself and other people that I've met that do hate Prismatic Evolutions. We're rare, but we do exist compared to 151. And then if I had to rank Prismatic Evolutions myself, gosh, I really hate this set.
Hate. Double hate.
I'd put it down here above Stellar Crown and under Shrouded Fable. It's that bad. I just don't jive with it. Like there's so few cards in that set that I actually even want or care about. And the pull rates are so horrible. The morale of opening that set is just, it's just horrible. It's terrible. I'd rather open Shrouded Fable than open Prismatic. I guess, is that true though? Maybe I'd rather open Prismatic because both of them you're not going to get anything out of it. And at least with Prismatic, you might get something worth a ton. Tell you what, just for you guys, I'll put Prismatic above Shrouded Fable. But I won't put it above Scarlet and Violet Base. All right. Probably being too hard on that one. You knew it was coming. Journey Together. Okay, so Journey Together is not really a crazy popular set. It doesn't seem to be hated, but it doesn't seem to be loved. It's kind of small. I think that's probably the biggest problem with Journey Together. I kind of feel like a lot of the stuff from Heatwave Arena that went into Destined Rivals should have been in Journey Together. And then Destined Rivals should have just had 2 Japanese Glory of Team Rocket sets combined into one, which would have been nice, but they didn't do that. Articuno, beautiful card. People love this one. Whale Lord is my personal favorite illustration rare in the set. I think it's beautiful. And Reshiram is nice. It kind of sucks though because there's already a stamped version box topper. So it's like it diminishes this one. I don't like ferrets, but the ferret is cute. I do think overall pretty good. I like Hops Wooloo, but look how tiny this is, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's only 11 illustration rares. It's just too tiny. That really pulls from the set. I do like the full arts though. I think up to this point, these are the strongest full arts in the entire era. You got the trainer in the background. It's just more interesting to look at. Why is Brock in this, but not Misty and Ash? I don't know. They should have just made the set twice as big and had old and new trainers, I think. Volcanion EX. Why? Like, why is this card in there? I don't get it. Iona's Belly Bolt EX, Lily's Clefairy, and Zoroark and Hopzation are all pretty good cards, especially Lily's Clefairy, very strong, and Zoroark, very nice. Salamence, beautiful card. But it's just a small set, guys. And so I think, you know, in the market's eyes, a lot of people would probably put it B tier. I think people like it. I think people like the chase cards in it. It's just too small for a lot of people to care that much. For me, I struggle with it. It's not that fun to open too because the pull rates are hard on it. So it's a small set plus hard pull rates. So you don't really get a lot of great stuff out of your packs. There's not a lot of IRs to chase. There's only really a couple IRs in the set that I even care about. I do like several of the SIRs, but they're so hard to pull. But do I like them like top tier? Like I like them, but do I like them top tier? Not really. I think I do like the partner Pokemon though. That gives it some strength. I like that they brought back partner Pokemon. I love that gimmick, that nod back to Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. I think it does have better SIR chases than Twilight, Obsidian, and Scarlet Violet Base. I think it's going to be low B tier. I could maybe put it as high C, but I think it's low B tier. I think it beats those other sets out. Again, if we're going just off of illustration rares, I would rank Obsidian Flames far above Journey Together. But if we're trying to look at it as one cohesive set and the opening experience, all of that, probably going to put Journey Together up there. All right, guys, we are getting close to the end here. We've got 2 more sets. Well, 3 if you count these as 2. We've got Destined Rivals next. If you've been watching my channel, you know I love this set. Even the commons, uncommons, and rares I love. Thankfully, this set did not disappoint in my opinion. We've got some wonderful illustration rares. You know, Cynthia's Rose Raid, beautiful card. This Crustle freaking trolled me so much. I hate this card, but I pulled it probably like 4 or 5 times. I like the Spite Ops card. I think it's actually really cool. It's probably the coolest Spite Ops card you could ever get. I actually like the Hydrapple a lot. The Rapidash is beautiful, totally different art style. Ethan's Typhlosion is absolutely top-notch. Top-notch Typhlosion card, I think. Team Rocket's Houndoom, I find to be a fantastic Houndoom card. I like the Blaziken a lot as well. The Misty Psyduck is a beautiful card, extremely popular in the market. I mean, it's a very classic duo to put Psyduck and Misty together. And I like that they're kind of like having fun together for a change. You know, Misty's always hard on Psyduck a lot. This is kind of the fun side. Misty's Lapras is a nice card as well. Some of these are kind of weaker. Honestly, I would like to have seen more Team Rocket cards. Why they picked Orbeetle, that's a negative in my opinion. Love the Team Rocket's Weezing. I like the Murkrow. It's not super strong, but I do like it. And then Zamazenta doesn't really make sense in this set, but it's okay. Like the Raticate a lot. Like the Meowth a lot. Kangaskhan's kind of meh, and I don't really care for the Greedent, if I'm honest. I do think the full arts are decent. There are some of them that are really good, like Journey Together, the Team Rocket Moltres, Ethan's Ho-Oh, the Cynthia's Garchomp. The Team Rocket's Nidoking, I think, is the nicest. Well, this one and Team Rocket's Mewtwo. So There are a few really ugly ones like Electivire, Dondozo, but overall, these are good. I would say this is the best set of full arts we've seen in Scarlet and Violet, for sure. You know, again, I'm never going to be the biggest Scarlet and Violet fan, or excuse me, I'm never going to be the biggest Ultra Rare fan, but I do like these a lot. And then some nice trainers here. I'm glad that Giovanni was in this set. I think it's a huge miss we didn't have Jesse and James, though. Jesse and James should have been in this set. Yen Mega, really? We're going to waste an entire SIR slot on that. That's a waste. But other than that, though, I mean, this set has some killer SIRs. The Mewtwo is my favorite and the market's favorite, but it is a divisive card. I love it, though, personally. Love the Team Rocket's Moltres. Love the Ethan's Ho-Oh. None of these cards are perfect, but I do think they're very strong cards. Beautiful cards. The market loves Cynthia's Garchomp. That's the second highest card in the set. I don't have the tie to Cynthia like the other people do, but I do like this card a lot. Would love to pull it. I personally love the throwback to Giovanni's Nidoking in, was that Gym Challenge? I think it was Gym Challenge. Maybe it was Gym Heroes. It was Gym Challenge. But love this Nidoking. I actually think it's a very beautiful card. I like how cartoony it is. And I do think the Crobat is a nice card too. Arvin's Mabosstiff is a miss to me. This is like throwing... This card and Yan Mega are like, really? You guys are going to throw those in there? Just kind of feels like a waste. Ariana, you know, I don't know. I still would have rather had a Jessie card, but it is a beautiful card. And I do like that they gave us Team Rocket's Giovanni. And the gold cards are actually quite nice in this set. What can I say, guys? No booster box has risen as fast as this one has. I think this is an S tier set. The real question, and this is the big question, does Destined Rivals, where does it fit in these three in the market's opinion? I think some people would rank Prismatic over Destined Rivals, but I think probably most of the market would rate Destined Rivals over Prismatic. I think the harder comparison is where would people put Destined Rivals to 151? I think the market would put it just behind 151, if I'm honest. I just do. I think there's a larger number of people really interested in 151 than Destined Rivals. There's people that like hardly even collect Pokemon cards that collected 151. So it's going to be hard for them, I think, to beat 151 market-wise. For me, Destined Rivals is an S tier set. Absolutely. It's got several really nice big SIRs to chase that are gorgeous. Like several good Pokemon. S tier Pokemon choices too. You've got Mewtwo, Moltres, Ho-Oh, Garchomp, Nidoking. Like these are great choices for Pokemon in your SIRs. It's got a very expansive set of IRs that are very nice, including a couple with Misty on it. Popular Pokemon, you got Lapras and Psyduck. You've got maybe not the most popular Pokemon, but you got like Weezing, you got Meowth, which is popular. You got Houndoom, very popular. Typhlosion, very popular. There's just a lot of really good cards in the set. Art-wise, I think it goes hard. This set has so much style too, like just between the commons, uncommons, and rares. It's very well themed. It's not a perfect set. I would make changes. I would have put Jesse and James in there. I would have liked to have seen more Team Rocket and less of the good side part in it. But I do think that this is an S tier set. All right, last but not least, we have Black Bolt and White Flare. I'm going to try to go through these rather quickly because I can't spend too much time on these. There's just way too many illustration rares. They gave us a truckload of illustration rares. They gave us one for every Pokemon in the set. And guys, the artwork is gorgeous on these. Obviously, the Seismitoad is the one that everybody wants. The artwork is gorgeous on these. It really is. Like this Beertick, I think that's a beautiful card. I do like the art on a lot of these cards. I think the illustration rares are beautiful. The problem I have is that this set really only hits if you're a black and white fan. Like if you grew up in that time and these Pokemon mean something to you, then it really only hits then. The full arts to me are a step back from Destined Rivals, but they're okay. And then we get to the SIRs. I think Kyurem is actually really nice. Superior, not bad. Zekrom, really nice as well. And then a lot of people really like the Genesect is nice too. It's not top tier, but it's nice. A lot of people like the Red Victini. I think it's overrated, but a lot of people like it. And I think the Zekrom's cool, but maybe a little overrated. It is unique though, being a black card. And then if we go to White Flair. Okay, so we scroll down here again, a lot of beautiful art. I actually personally like White Flair a little bit better than Black Bolt. This Virizian's pretty sweet. I need to get this card in my set, in my collection. And I like this Swan a lot too. But yeah, some beautiful cards in here as well. Yeah, the artwork is very nice. Even that Sock is a really beautiful card, even though I'm not a big fan of that Pokemon. Aurora is very nice. Those Roark's pretty sick, guys. It's a really sick card. And then you get into the full arts again, kind of bland, pretty boring. Maybe Reshiram is decent, but not great full arts. And then I do like the Reshiram EX SIR. I don't think it's like top tier, but I do like it. It's nice. Hydreigon's pretty nice. Yeah, maybe Black Bolt. Black Bolt I would say has stronger SIRs. So maybe Black Bolt is the stronger set of the two. And then you got the White Reshiram and the Red Victini. So I think in the market's eyes, I do think the market likes both of these sets a decent amount, but not crazy so. I actually think that they would probably put it above Journey Together, but I do think actually they would put it below Twilight Masquerade. Is that true? Is that true? I might move Twilight Masquerade, to be honest. I think I'm going to make a move. I'm going to move Twilight Masquerade to B tier below Black and White. I think at the time, Twilight Masquerade was considered A tier, but I think today the market would probably put it B tier. And then for me, Black and White, I think it's really well done. I do think it has way too many versions of each card, by the way. There's all these reverse holos and Pokeball reverses and all this stuff. It's just way too hard to master. And I think it's kind of a bummer that it's all just Black and White. However, it gives me hope that we'll get something like that for like Gen 2 or something. But it's really good if you're a Black and White fan. If you're a Black and White fan, it's top tier. But the problem is it doesn't appeal to me personally that much because I'm not as big of a black and white person. So I would probably put it down here. Honestly, I'd probably see when I put it there. Yeah. I feel like I have to give it more credit for the number of illustration rares it has. And it does have some pretty good SIRs, but even then, like, I like Miraidon and Crydon, frankly, more. Is that true? No, I'll put it above Scarlet Violet Base. I do think the SIRs are stronger in this, and the SIRs are stronger than Obsidian Flames. However, I like the IRs in Obsidian Flames better. Yeah, I know I'm crazy for this one. I know it should be higher on the list for most people, but for me, how much I care about Black and White, it's pretty far down the list. So there you go, guys. There's the market one again, if you're wanting to look at that one. And then this is my own personal tier list. I am really curious to hear what you guys think of my tier lists. I know that's a very long video. There's a lot to talk about, but I think it was kind of fun too, just to walk back through all of the sets and explore them together. So hopefully it wasn't too boring of a video. Let me know what you think of my tier list. Do you think I nailed the market one? I'm very interested in that one as well. And then what would your own personal tier list be for the sets? I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button and we'll catch you later.